Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Monday, February 15, 2021. I am Siobhan Walwyn. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is a signatory to the COVID-19 Vaccines Global Access (COVAX), which ensures vaccination of 20% of the population. But the Dr. Timothy Harris-led Team Unity government has plans to have over 70% of the population immunized against the virus. Many of you have paid a great price through loss of jobs and decreased income. But I assure you that there is light at the end of the tunnel, assured Prime Minister Harris when he updated the nation on the effectiveness of his government's strategy to defeat COVID-19 in a national address on Saturday evening, February 13, 2021.
While the COVAX facility, to which we are signatory, ensures vaccination of 20% of the population, my government plans to source vaccines through other avenues to have more than 70% of our population immunized against this virus, thereby achieving herd immunity.
COVAX is a global initiative aimed at equitable access to COVID-19 vaccines led by the Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunization, the World Health Organization, and Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovation, among others. Dr. Harris also holds lead responsibility for human resource development, health and HIV/AIDS issues in the Caribbean Community's quasi-cabinet. The Honorable Prime Minister thanked the citizens and residents of the Federation for embracing the all-of-society approach and for their cooperation and compliance in the fight against COVID-19 and advised them that they have reached too far to give up now. He urged all to continue the fight, have faith, finish the race together as one nation.
I am certain that we will be successful in running this last leg of the race against COVID-19 and see our nation return to some sense of normalcy in the near future and the return of more economic activity. We have been successful so far to strike that delicate balance between saving lives and preserving livelihoods. We are now pivoting to getting everyone back to work, but this must be done in a careful and safe manner.
The Prime Minister announced that the government of St. Kitts and Nevis had received 2,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine, courtesy of the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and had received confirmation from the director of the COVAX office that the country is set to receive 21,600 doses of the vaccine by the end of this month. The Republic of China on Taiwan, Prime Minister Harris added, has pledged $600,000 to procure extra vaccines, while further assistance in the form of vaccine donations is also expected from the government of India and other allies. According to the Honorable Prime Minister, the additional donations from multiple sources will enhance government's ability to roll out its mass vaccination program. During this week, from February 15 to 19, 2021, the public will have an opportunity to celebrate Black History Month with the Nevis Public Library at a new initiative it refers to as a book tasting. Mrs. Anastasia Paris Morton, Chief Librarian, gives an insight into the activity.
Now, over the years, the Nevis Public Library has celebrated Black History Month in various ways. We have had movie nights, we have had exhibitions, we have had cultural presentations. And this year, we decided to do something a little different, and we're having a book tasting activity. Now, the rules of the book tasting in a nutshell: the public is asked to visit the library during this week, the 15th to the 20th of February, during normal opening hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You're asked to select a book from those that are presented on the tables that are laid out, and look at the cover of the book, read the summary at the back of the book, and then further read 2 to 3 pages of the book. Once your interest is piqued, then we ask you to use the menus that are provided and write those books, the title, the author, the classification number on your menu, as many as you would like to. And then after this week, you are given the opportunity to reserve these books on our online public access catalog, our OPAC, or you can visit the library or call to borrow these books.
Apart from an activity celebrating Black History Month, the Chief Librarian says it is also being staged for additional reasons.
Now, there are a few reasons for doing this activity. One, we wanted persons or the public to become familiar with our new location on Market Street opposite the public market. Another reason for hosting this activity is to encourage our people to expand their reading tastes a bit. And we also wanted persons to become accustomed to using the online public access catalog. Now, it's so much easier than having to catch a bus to come to the library, to search through the shelves. I know some people like to do that, but others have found it convenient as well to just go online, look at the books we have in our collection and place them on the reserve shelf and then just come and pick up. So those are some of the reasons for holding this activity.
Several categories of books are available for the event, some of which Mrs. Paris Morton speaks to.
So for your reading pleasure or your nibbling pleasure this week, we have a few categories of books. We have local books, we have regional, international, and general. Now, these books include both fiction and nonfiction. There are biographies, there are general information. There's general information about the Black race. We have some information about the different islands in the Caribbean. There is one particular book I would like to suggest to the public. It's about a gentleman who left Nevis many years ago, who originated from Brown Hill, actually, and he went on to New York and became the first Black person in the New York legislature.
Mrs. Anastasia Paris Morton says the book tasting will not be the last of its kind the library hopes to stage due to the nature of the event. The Chief Librarian explains that it can also be used for International Literacy Day, in particular, since that was the original plan. However, it is felt that a similar setting could also be used for Black History Month, and they are asking the public to visit the library, take a little nibble of the books, and decide which ones they would like to fully devour. The Nevis Disaster Management Department, NDMD, recently received a donation of supplies valued at US $28,000 as humanitarian aid from its long-standing partners, United States Southern Command, US Southcom, through the Minimal Cost Project, MPC, at the US Embassy in Barbados. Mr. Brian Dyer, director of the NDMD, expressed gratitude on behalf of the department for the supplies.
We want to say a special thank you from the bottom of our hearts to persons at the U.S. Embassy, especially Ms. Janice Linton and her staff, for facilitating the Nevis Disaster Management Department, the hierarchy of the U.S. Southern Military Command, who has graciously donated the funds to the Nevis Disaster Management Department. These supplies would be used to enhance the operational readiness at the Nevis Disaster Management Department and at the emergency shelters in the event that these shelters are activated.
The gift is made up of foldable cots, cotton blankets, first aid kits, hygiene kits, non-medical masks, gloves, and automatic hand sanitizer dispensers. The Minimal Cost Project is humanitarian in nature and is operated by the Embassy in Barbados. The donation marks the completion of a sustained collaborative effort between staff at the U.S. Embassy in Barbados, U.S. Southcom, and the NDMD. The NDMD believes that the continued relationship with the American agencies commits them to continue working closely with each other towards the common goal of building resilience on Nevis. In recent times, St. Kitts and Nevis, in particular the island of Nevis, has benefited from several training programs, equipments, grants, and disaster supplies from the partnership. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing.